It's essential to surround yourself with people who uplift you and bring out the best in you. Identifying false relationships can be as tricky as discerning a mirage from an oasis in the vast desert of human interaction. In a world filled with fleeting connections and mismatches, where masks of cordiality and self-interest are expertly worn, recognizing those who genuinely care for us requires both intuition and a keen eye. Often, we place too much faith in the perceived goodness and goodwill of others, only to realize later that we were merely being used. Just as a discerning gardener distinguishes between plants that nourish and those that deplete the soil, we too must learn to identify the true allies and emotional parasites in our lives. This discussion will delve into the subtle signs and less obvious patterns that expose the true intentions behind forced smiles and hollow promises. If you're here, you're likely seeking personal growth. In this video, we'll explore the art of deciphering these human puzzles, shedding light on the journey toward more authentic and fulfilling connections. Before we begin, I urge you to watch this video to the end. All the information is crucial. Stay strong and focused. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more insightful content. Number 1, the broken promises. The practice of making and then breaking promises can be compared to a stage play, where eloquent words serve as the actors and genuine actions are the forgotten script. Individuals who habitually fail to keep their promises have perfected the art of verbal seduction, crafting vivid promises of commitment and support. Yet these words frequently lack the substance of real action. They raise expectations with the flair of an artist, but when the moment arrives to bring these promises to life, they falter, exposing the hollowness of their assurances. In such relationships, a consistent pattern emerges. At critical moments when support is crucial, these individuals often disappear, leaving behind a void filled with disappointment and disillusionment. This absence in times of need isn't just a betrayal, it's a stark revelation of their true intentions. Their promises are merely tools for manipulation, used to extract value, trust, or support with no intent to reciprocate. Thus, the failure to fulfill promises acts as a revealing test. It separates those who see relationships as a reciprocal exchange of respect and support from those who view them as mere opportunities for personal benefit. For those who are let down, the lesson is harsh but invaluable. Not all promises rest on a foundation of honesty and integrity. By recognizing this pattern, one can better navigate the complex landscape of human relationships, protecting their trust and emotional investments with greater wisdom. Number 2, diminishing or disdainful comments. Individuals who use others as stepping stones for their personal gain often employ diminishing remarks as a subtle weapon. These comments, sometimes masked as humor or casual conversation, are actually barbed hooks intended to pull down rather than uplift. They might trivialize your achievements, mock your goals, or seem indifferent to your struggles and challenges. This tactic resembles a form of psychological warfare. By systematically devaluing your accomplishments and dreams, these individuals create an imbalance in the relationship. This strategy is designed to keep you in a state of self-doubt and lowered self-esteem, making you more vulnerable to manipulation and control. In their view, reducing your self-worth increases their own status, reinforcing their dominance in the relationship. Furthermore, such disdainful remarks often mirror their own insecurities and feelings of inadequacy. By demeaning others, they attempt to conceal their vulnerabilities and project an image of superiority. This behavior is a clear indicator of their incapacity to participate in healthy, supportive, and mutually beneficial relationships. Recognizing and understanding this behavior is crucial. It helps you penetrate the facade of superficial charm these individuals often display and reveals the underlying toxic dynamics of the relationship. It serves as a signal to either confront the behavior directly, establishing firm boundaries, or to distance yourself from such a detrimental environment. Number 3, unilateral benefit. Unilateral benefit within relationships can appear in various forms, be it financial, emotional, or practical. Financially, a user might often borrow money or resources, promising repayment or reciprocity that never comes to fruition. Emotionally, they may depend heavily on another for support, validation, and attention, yet offer scant in return when the roles are reversed. Practically, they might frequently request favors, assistance, or time, yet are notably absent or too busy when needed in return. This behavior stems from a profound self-centeredness and a lack of empathy, viewing relationships through a transactional lens. Users assess interactions based on what they can gain rather than what they can contribute, undermining the fundamental values of mutual respect, support, and reciprocity in relationships. Recognizing this pattern requires a keen eye, identifying the persistent lack of give and take and the feelings of being perpetually shortchanged. Often, these individuals fail to acknowledge your achievements or, worse, diminish your struggles, trivializing issues that are significant to you. This is not just insensitivity, it is strategic neglect, a tactic employed to maintain dominance in the relationship. By invalidating your feelings and needs, they create an environment where your self-worth is compromised, making you more vulnerable to their influence and control. This form of emotional manipulation is subtly executed, yet profoundly affects your confidence and emotional well-being. Number 4, lack of genuine support. Imagine a tree situated in the midst of a lush forest. Typically, it thrives, supported by surrounding trees and undergrowth, benefiting from shared nutrients, shelter, and the companionship of a vibrant ecosystem. Contrast this with a tree standing isolated in a barren landscape, devoid of any flora to provide support or protection. This scenario mirrors being in a relationship with someone who shows no genuine interest in your well-being. In such relationships, you stand alone, your metaphorical branches outstretched in vain for support that never arrives. Over time, the imbalance in such relationships becomes glaringly apparent. The dynamic is one-sided. One person consistently gives, while the other takes, often leaving the giver feeling undervalued and invisible. Recognizing this absence of genuine support is vital for understanding the true nature of your relationship with such a person. It requires an honest evaluation of the reciprocity in your interactions. Addressing this lack of support is essential for ensuring that your time and energy are invested in relationships that are nurturing, reciprocal, and genuinely supportive. This step involves making conscious decisions to foster relationships that truly enrich your life, rather than those that leave you feeling unsupported and alone. Number 5, constant competition. Imagine a chess match where every move is strategically crafted to outmaneuver and outwit the opponent. In some relationships, a similar spirit of constant competition emerges, driven by deep-seated insecurity and a distorted perception of self-worth. In this scenario, individuals measure their value not by their own achievements, but by their ability to surpass others. This approach transforms every interaction into a zero-sum game, where their victory necessitates your loss. It's an outlook where the potential for mutual growth is eclipsed by an overriding desire to outdo and overshadow. Engaging with someone who thrives on constant competition can be emotionally draining. It fosters an atmosphere of endless tension where mutual support and cooperation are supplanted by rivalry and one-upmanship. This behavior extends beyond a simple desire to win. It's about asserting dominance and maintaining control. Recognizing this pattern is crucial as it allows you to understand the underlying motivations and challenge the competitive dynamic. Addressing this issue is key to cultivating healthier, more supportive relationships, where collaboration and mutual respect are valued over competition. Number 6, gossip and breach of trust. Gossip in relationships acts like a double-edged sword. On one edge, sharing gossip about others might create a deceptive sense of camaraderie and trust. It can seem as though they are confiding in you, pulling you into what appears to be an exclusive circle. However, the other edge reveals a more troubling aspect of their character as they use gossip to manipulate, control, and disseminate misinformation. The act of gossiping is a clear sign of manipulative tendencies. It fosters an environment filled with suspicion, mistrust, and insecurity, eroding the foundation of what might otherwise be a supportive and trusting relationship. The consequences of such behavior can be far-reaching, affecting social dynamics and emotional well-being. Misused personal information can damage reputations, fracture relationships, and diminish self-esteem. Recognizing this pattern is essential for protecting yourself from such relational predators. It requires vigilance in observing how they speak about others when they are not present, and caution in managing the information you share with them. This awareness can help you maintain the integrity of your personal and professional relationships. Unavailability in some relationships serves a dual purpose. It maintains a convenient distance for the user and positions them in control. By limiting their availability, they create a dynamic where you are left constantly wanting more, often feeling grateful for any time or attention they choose to give. In such interactions, your efforts to connect or engage are frequently met with excuses, delays, or outright neglect. Your texts may go unanswered, your calls unreturned, your needs unacknowledged. Skilled manipulators know exactly how to exploit your sense of responsibility, empathy, or fairness. They might frame requests in such a way that refusing them would make you appear uncaring or selfish. They may also invoke past favors or incidents, implying an unspoken debt that you are now expected to repay. This tactic of inducing guilt is subtle and insidious, beginning with small favors and gradually escalating to more significant demands. Over time, this not only pushes your boundaries, but also erodes your sense of self-worth. Addressing this manipulative tactic is crucial for cultivating healthier relationships. Such relationships should be grounded in mutual respect, genuine care, and free choice, not obligation and guilt. Recognizing and challenging these dynamics allows you to establish a foundation for more balanced and fulfilling interactions. Number 7, lack of personal interest. Visualize a conversation as a bustling two-way street where thoughts, experiences, and emotions freely flow back and forth. In a thriving relationship, this street thrives with mutual interest and respect. However, if someone lacks personal interest in you, this dynamic shifts dramatically to become one-sided. They might dominate the conversations, often overlooking your stories and feelings, thus centering the discourse on their needs, opinions, and life experiences. This behavior is a subtle form of egocentrism where the relationship primarily orbits around them, and you are relegated to the role of an audience or a sounding board. The impact of such one-sided interactions is deeply disheartening, leading to feelings of insignificance and frustration as your fundamental need for recognition and understanding remains unfulfilled. Over time, this imbalance not only strains the relationship, but can erode the very foundation of connection and mutual respect, making it increasingly challenging to maintain a meaningful bond. In relationships, a semblance of closeness can often mask a lack of genuine commitment, revealing itself in various ways. You might notice that while they readily enjoy the benefits of the relationship, they quickly distance themselves when it demands effort or sacrifice. During times of need, their support tends to be flimsy or altogether absent. They may be present for the celebrations and happy moments, but conspicuously absent during times of struggle or vulnerability. Understanding and recognizing this pattern is essential. It involves evaluating whether the relationship is balanced in terms of emotional investment or predominantly serves their needs. Often, what appears as intimacy is merely a facade, lacking the solid foundation of genuine commitment and mutual growth. Identifying this behavior is crucial for anyone seeking to foster relationships rooted in authenticity, reciprocity, and true emotional depth. This awareness empowers one to cultivate connections that offer genuine support and enriching interactions. Number 8, persistent lack of respect. Persistent lack of respect in relationships is not merely about occasional lapses in judgment or misunderstandings. It encompasses a consistent pattern of behavior where your feelings, needs, and opinions are routinely dismissed or belittled. In such dynamics, disagreements become battlegrounds rather than opportunities for mutual understanding and growth, with little regard for the emotional well-being of those involved. This continuous disrespect disrupts the normal ebb and flow of relationship dynamics, often making it challenging to return to a state of normalcy and mutual respect. Recognizing this pattern is crucial. It requires looking beyond isolated incidents to understand the broader pattern of behavior. This awareness is vital for realizing the impact these actions have on your self-esteem, emotional health, and overall sense of self-worth. By identifying this pattern, you can begin to protect yourself, set healthy boundaries, and foster relationships that are built on mutual respect, empathy, and genuine care. This step is essential for maintaining your dignity and ensuring that your relationships contribute positively to your life.